on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
There's no doubt that our country is in serious trouble right now. And if you're wondering how on earth we ever got in this situation, well, I'll tell you how. When the Democrats showed their true colors, you got angry and you elected Republicans. And then when the Republicans showed their true colors, you got angry and elected Democrats. And when anyone suggested to you that both parties were corrupt and that neither side were looking out for your best interest, you acted like they were crazy. But the real definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's why it is vitally important that you wake up, America, and break the matrix. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv, and The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules. You will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com. For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At InfoWars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com. No survival chest is complete without Silver Bullet. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Silver Bullet.
Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
Syndicated radio host Michael Savage is our guest for the rest of the hour. MichaelSavage.com. The new book on the #1 New York Times bestseller, Michael Savage's Countdown to Mecca. Available in bookstores everywhere and Amazon.com and MichaelSavage.com, WorldNetDaily.com, you name it. You should support him. You should support independent media that tries to get people thinking. And I'll be honest, if you go back 15 years ago, I saw the PNAC Clash of Civilizations, the neocons saying, we'll start a war with Islam because they've already started a war with us and have this big war and beat them. And I think that's kind of what Savage is getting into in the book. I haven't read it yet, only have 30 or 40 pages. It's excellent, like all his books. But that's basically a more modern example in fiction of what's going on. But at the same time, I'm not what you'd call, to use a liberal term, Islamophobic. I know that there are Alawites and non-radical groups and, you know, nice people I went to college with or whatever. But the big, strong vein of Islam, funded by Saudi Arabia and others, is to conquer, is to take over, I mean, they're killing Christians all over the world. The UN admits in 2014, the worst year on record for Christians. I mean, and then I watched CNN, Anderson Cooper, praising the Muslim Brotherhood when they were blowing up churches every day, crucifying people upside down. and attacking the military with one of our greatest allies. So I see Obama working with Odinga, his Muslim cousin in Kenya, to try to overthrow that country. I mean, this is real. And is this really a double cross? Is this a triple cross? What is the larger plan? There are hundreds of Saudi princes worth billions apiece, some of them over $200 billion apiece. You hear the richest man in the world's Carlos Slim. That's not true. I mean, could it be that actually we're being overtaken? Because England, they had thousands of kids in different cities being raped by Muslims, and they couldn't even report on it because that was seen as racist. Or is political correctness so strong that the left really doesn't understand what's happening? Michael Savage, get more into your book, into the generals, into what you break down, finish up that part, and then please answer my question about what the end game is, who you think these operatives might be, and what you think the establishment's doing, Michael Savage.
Right. You know, your questions are so good, Alex, as usual, that they have answers built into them. And it would be commentary upon your commentary for me to even answer them. You've said it all by asking the question. But, I mean, to embroider on it is about all I can do. The fact of the matter is, either it's by design or by default that Islam is conquering the world. Make no mistake about it. They are conquering the world. We all know about Londonistan. We all know that the most popular young boy's name in England is Muhammad. Now, what sane nation on earth permits this to? How could a nation with such great dignity and great strength, founded by such powerful, crazed men that conquered most of the world, roll over like a bunch of pansies for this? How did this happen? Well, let's go back. The leader who let this happen said himself, I think it was Tony Blair, said, I made a mistake by promoting multiculturalism. He said that 2 years ago, remember? Oh, he made the mistake. Well, have they reversed it? Have they stopped importing Muslims from Pakistan? Have they stopped giving welfare to families with 12 children? Have they stopped the hate preachers from preaching? No, they banned Michael Savage from entering England. Have they said, oops, we're sorry, we didn't mean to ban you? No, they didn't say we're sorry. They didn't give me reparations for having banned me and denied me the access to England and the great dental care that I have been after all my life, or the great cuisine of England. I mean, after all, I can't get fish and chips in America. You know how great their cuisine is, and I can't get my teeth fixed because I can't go to England. The loss here is I love English society, British English society, England. The people I do love, the people are amazing. There's a certain wonderfulness about English people, at least they used to be when I went over there. I miss that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not the only one banned from entering England. Some brave Israeli generals are banned from entering England. So I'm in very good company, and it's their loss. But the question is not about Michael, not about England. The question is what's coming here. That's all we care about. There's a huge difference between England being taken over in America. And it's both good and bad news. We're all armed to the teeth here. England has no weapons. They were disarmed by their liberals a long time ago, right? So this is the only thing that keeps the psychos, the sorority in the White House in check, is fear of the masses with weapons. But don't worry, they're working on that plan. They got the gangs in the streets of Baltimore, Ferguson, New York, and Philadelphia all riled up. They can always deputize them and give them weapons, or tell them to just bring out their AK-47s, since they already have them somewhere in their mother's closet. So that's not good news. You're asking me what the solution is, Alex. If I knew the solution, it would have happened already. We had an election last November. That was the solution. Elections used to be the place to go. I remember I used to say this on radio 15 years ago. You go to the ballot box or else they're going to go to the bullet box. So we had a way to redress our grievances. We voted. We said, get rid of this bum in the White House. Get rid of the sorority of leftist fanatics. Get rid of the corruption. It stinks to high heaven. He's the most abusive president in American history, not in terms only of his politics, but the abuse of the finances of this administration. He has sullied the White House by inviting one lowlife after another in there for parties we're not even allowed to see. He abuses the taxpayer by flying on Air Force One on any whim without any accountability. What if Bush had gone off on Air Force One as often? Would Mrs. Bush have dared take the Air Force 2 or 3 on a junket with her mother?
Well, look at the Clintons spending half the money they stole from the Haitian kids for their own private jets and hotels and foreign donors. It's all illegal. They are above the law. The entire Democratic Party's above the law. And then John Boehner won't repeal Obamacare. The Supreme Court's about to rule that marriage isn't sanctified. This is a crazy war. And what do all the so-called liberals think they're going to do when they finally crapped in the nest and ruin the country? I mean, these people have a death wish.
Okay, we can agree on that, but that doesn't stop the problem. It doesn't. We had an election last November. The election was supposed to change the course of this society. We said no to the communists running America. We said no to the socialists, the globalists, the Islamists. I call them the Democrat Socialist Islamist Party. That's what the DSI is. That's what the Democrat Party is today. Democrat Socialist Islamist Party. I've been saying it for 3 years. And America went to the polls and voted. The next day, the con man, the charlatan in the White House got up and basically said, drop dead. I don't care what you voted on. You ain't seen nothing yet. By the time of the next election, I'll make certain that there's so many immigrants in this country and that the gangs are riled up in the gutters that the white man will no longer have the majority in this country. Then I'll show you what this country really wants.
Classic socialism with an elite in control of 20,000 nuclear weapons and space stations. I mean, it's just totally insane. Listen, if we brought the immigrants in and actually taught them Americana, Renaissance, crazed freedom, it wouldn't be an issue. But literally, I grew up in Dallas, you know, in the 70s and 80s. I've never seen such racial tension, even in the sweet little town Austin. And I'm not whining about it. 3 times the last 2 months. At night, coming out of restaurants, or once down at Barton Springs this Saturday at like 8 at night, I've had black people come up and just threaten me, and then they go threaten the next group of people and bare their teeth at me because I'm white. And I'm like, my God, what country did I just wake up in? How did this happen? I have no bad will against black people. I mean, it's mind control.
Alex, come on, how did it happen? Obama's been working on this from the day he started, him and Holder. Every speech they've given has fanned the flames of racial enmity. I have followed their speeches at colleges and high schools. It's constantly hearkening back to the civil rights movement and how black people used to be in the back of the bus and how your ancestors suffered. We were getting along. We were moving together in this society. There was a relative harmony in this country. And then this administration came along, and we feared what would happen is happening. Alex, you know it's going to get much worse. You know they're ramping it up for the 2016 election. We all see that. You don't have to be an Einstein to see what this man is doing. You know, give him one credit. He's diabolically a genius.
He really is diabolical. And you know, I always say it's an elite running things, but as you know, there's different power structures. This really is a cancerous power structure that actually believes their communist ideology. It's just crazy.
Well, you know, a story just came out over the weekend about Fidel Castro's former bodyguard who said that he gave up on Fidel when he found that he was basically a cocaine dealer. The revolutionary who fought alongside Fidel Castro said that he had to abandon Castro because he found that he was nothing but a drug dealer using Cuba as a transit point, right? In order to fund the revolution. So what does it have to do with here? I don't know. What does it have to do with here? Why are we opening up? Why are we opening up channels with Cuba all of a sudden? Where'd that come from? Who is really running America and why? But we know it didn't start with Obama. Come on, let's be real, Alex. In the last 3 months of George Bush's reign, I was not invited to the White House. Sean Hannity was, Rush Limbaugh was, and the other members of the Rush Limbaugh cartel. Remember now, on the other side, Alex, there's a cartel as well, and you're a target of theirs, as am I. Am I correct?
I know. Oh, they're constantly engaged in dirty tricks.
Fox News, Rush Limbaugh, Hannity, they're all represented by Hannity and him and other lesser talkers who no one ever heard of, are represented by Limbaugh's brother. And that's the Rush cartel. They're the establishment Republicans who pretend they're not. They've been carrying water for the Republican Party for as long as I can remember. When Bush was president, they were invited to the White House. Remember that, Alex? Were you invited? I wasn't.
No.
They were given a tour. I wasn't invited, but Hannity went there. Old Hannity went there. They all went in there.
Well, they had private meetings with Bush. But that's the thing. Where does the establishment blue blood